You're a professional or you're an entrepreneur. One of the key things you have to focus about how you're managing your time, because you have 8 hours, 10 hours to 12 hours, a specific amount of hours you are committing to make your mission come into true. So it's so much important that you're going to manage your time better. Now you're thinking about how you want to manage your time better, or you want to help your staff with your team to improve your time better. That's great, because in this video you find the right video, because in this video I'm going to give you a total 10 tips which you can use to boost your time management skill and you create better values from your working hours. You want that right? Let's get started. Number one, like an example in a professional, we already know that is about the thing we cannot see, we cannot measure. The thing we cannot measure, the thing we cannot improve. So that's why the first step is about figuring out where you are spending all your times. So let's look at around from now on for next 3 to 4 days. You can just simply log your every activities you spend in a day. Look at your calendar, or look at how much time do you spend on emails, how many times you do spend with your colleagues, how many time do you spend even take coffees as well, to how many time you spend to go out for a smoke example, or going out with your, or spending with the meeting as well. To log them out, and then you will be seeing out where you're actually finding out what are the things. And now when you find out this step, then the second step thing you will be, which you will relate to this one too as well, you have to think about which thing you are must to do, because which are really valuable thing, the thing we can actually exclude. And there is a second and category, third category is there one which you want to delegate to your staff, or you can even automate by using different kind of software and solution. So that is why you need to figure out where you're spending the time, and then allocating in that one is the number one tips. Number two, create a daily schedule and stick to it. So like an example, you have total 9 hours or 8 hours at work, right? So inside the 8 hours, you should be planning your schedule for at least 4 to 5 hours, which is quite fixed. And then I highly recommend you also having few hours, 1 to 2 or 3 hours, for having some other continuous activities, things happening in a company. People need your help, people will come in a meeting, people activating for calling you for other kind of help, which you are very much proactively engaged. But however, when you want to say yes or no, there is another tips I'm going to give it to you later on in this video, so stick to it. Okay, so but however, step number two to get a great time management is this one, is you need to do a great scheduling and do the schedule ahead. Like an example, you before leaving the office today, you do the schedule for tomorrow, because tomorrow morning you walk in, and then if you're scheduling a day, it's already late and you'll be spending probably quite a bit of time doing this one. But right now, before leaving, let's say 5 o'clock already, now you're going to start thinking about what will be scheduled for tomorrow, and then schedule it and put it in a Google Calendar or calendar of your company. If you're using Office 365, you can put it in your calendar as well. So that's why you're going to book your slots, and then you can, the next day you come in and start attacking those things and getting things done. Number three, to prioritize wisely. So priority is the key. So you know that every day you have to do so many things, but you need to set the priority which you need to do it today, and which you can do it tomorrow. So this is one of the key things. Like an example, if you try to do 1 or 2 days today, then you will be overloaded. And overloading sounds like exciting, right? You're doing more things that's supposed to be done, but overloading always turn into a burnout. And then after 2, 3, 4 days later, you feel like you don't want to do anything, and you want to break your own schedule as well. Then finally, it's not going anywhere. And then finally, there are 2, 3 days of quite empty days you will spend without doing much, and that will damage your work ethic. That will damage your progress what you have made. So no need to burn it out. Plan your days ahead, and then based on your priority, and stick to your priority. Do what you need to do today, and do what you need to do tomorrow, you do it tomorrow. The thing you can do next week, put it for next week as well too. But however, in that particular work, whatever amount of things you have scheduled, put your best effort to make the best outcome of those works, because that will also represent the quality of the work too. Number four, group the similar kind of tasks together. When you have similar kind of task and you can do it together, that will be very much good. Like an example, you have to review reports, and if you're reviewing 2 or 3 reports, you can book one time particularly, and you can review all of them together. Or like an example, you have to review your staff worksheet example. review at the same time everybody worksheet. Don't watch one worksheet today and tomorrow another one, or afternoon another one. You can just book in a particular hour or two based on the amount of team members you have. So, and that will reflect the total numbers of worksheets. So spend 1 hour or 2 hours based on the time that you need and do review them all. So when you do this kinds of batching the similar kind of work together, your time management get much better, because then you actually get things done which are related to the same type of work. And then you don't need to have the situation where you need to shift your mind from one task to another task. And when you have a similar kind of task, you have a momentum. After like 2-3 worksheets, the rest will be pretty much fast, because you already picked up your momentum and you know where you exactly need to look and keep closing this worksheet. Number 5, avoid the urge of multitask. We are always saying that we are very good multitasking in machine, but actually we're not. Even the computer is not a multitasking too as well. Everything is doing at one thing at a time. So it's so much important that you avoid the multitasking, focusing at one thing, get it done and move to the next one. And the way you just get it done, that you don't need to just come back it very soon, probably in 1 or 2 hours. Look at the whole thing, get the whole thing done, and then you move to the next one. Give the amount of time you need to do and just get it done. So like an example, if you're trying to do 2 or 3 times at the same time, and you're shifting your focus from a task A to task B, and then you task C, and then you come into task A, it's actually causing you a lot of focus time. And then just moving from one task to another task, that movement needs an extra energy, so you're burning more energy as well. Like your example, your energy, your willing power is limited, it's not unlimited, and you're losing more time because you have to focus back to the new thing as well too. So avoid multitasking and focus on one thing, get it done, and then move to the next thing. Number 6, avoid time limits, timeless tasks. Always try to set a task with a particular time limits, and that will shows that you can get it done. Like an example, when you have a particular task, you have to do it, and first thing you do is you estimate how many minutes you really need to get it done. And that the best thing I would like to suggest, to put that on the tower in a calendar, and don't be distracted by anything else, and just focus on that one and get it done. And your focus will be to get it done on time, which you estimated as well too. And if it takes longer time, so then you can re-estimate again similar kind of task in the future. If it takes shorter time, you can the same way, you can re-estimate it and do it less estimation for the next time. So that's the way. Don't worry in the first time. In the beginning, your estimation maybe will not be perfect, but you will keep doing this one for a few weeks, and you will figure out that your estimation is going to the point. Number 7, use the meeting very efficiently. As a leader, or your meeting is one of the most important tools, because it's the meeting where you actually can get things done. Because meeting is where something you actually get a good clarity, get a good harmony, everybody to understand what you need to be done. And after the meeting, everybody should know who will be doing exactly what and by when. At the same time, if you're not a manager, or if you're not a leader, if you're a team member and junior executive, so for you, the meeting is exactly the same important too, because the meeting is a place where you can actually show progress, showcase your success, and at the same time, you also take the related task what you exactly need to do and move on. And more importantly, in a meeting, you can ask related question and get a really good clarity on the meeting. In the same way, in the meeting is the place where you can get an advice from your peers as well too, who did similar kind of tasks before. So meeting is a very important one, and use the meeting efficiently. So don't take the meeting long meeting, don't make it too short meeting too. Estimate as short as possible. Like an example, if you're doing a daily meeting, that shouldn't be more than 30 minutes, because everybody should say that what they're exactly going to do. Is there any particular problem, an estimation, or particular challenge? There should be another meeting to resolve that problem. Number 8, build some buffer. So like an example, that if you have total 9 hours of working, don't schedule your whole 9 hours. There should be some sort of buffer to take some breathe, because in the buffer time is not about you're going to chill or relax or lay back and take a quick nap. It's not. The buffer is the place is where you have to do some on-call services. They're probably customer calling, you're another manager calling, maybe your boss coming, or even your staff member need a particular help, or there is a particular challenge come on and you need to sit and do this one. So you should be doing some sort of buffer during the day, and that buffer time will be using for this kinds of exception handling, which will be coming to every day and day-to-day basis as well too. But however, one of the things that if you have a particular buffer, if you see there is nothing happening, one of the good way to use the buffer is try to learn something, try to get something new skill, try to read a particular book or get some particular tutorial or watch some video like this that will really help you to get your skill going. Number 9, learn to say no. It's so much important that you do it in the right way. You need to first learn how to say when you need to say no, and then you need to say it in the right way. In an office, when you are around, people see you and you are working and a very weird person with a really high energy, they'll always call you up for a particular help. But if your plate is already very, very much full with a lot of tasks and allocation things to be done, so that means you need to say no, because if you take an extra work, that will impact your work experience, that will impact your quality of work, what you're doing, because you'll be overloaded and it can lead you to burnout as well too. So you need to say no to say on that particular help. So how to say no is also very important. When you say particular no, one of the great way of saying no, this one is this. Look, I really wanted to help you on this one, but currently I'm pretty much occupied to another project and I'm very committed to make it happen. So in this situation, what I'm going to do, I would suggest you colleague number A, colleague number B could be a good fit. If you want me to, I can happy to talk to them as well and give you help on this. So that is one of the good way of saying this one, rather than saying, no, I cannot help you on this one, but I can connect you to someone who can help you on this one. So that is one of the great way of saying no. But in professional career, in a work or environment, or even an entrepreneur, you have to learn how to say no. And this is one of the great way of saying it no. Number 10, eliminate distraction. It's very much important because now we're living in a place where we're getting distracted anyway. So I'm going to tell you the 2 major distractions we always get at work. Number 1, the emails. Emails coming from anywhere for at any time. So if you turn on your notification and if you continuously look in inbox, you'll be spending a significant amount of hours just looking at the email and reading the emails too. And that is not really helping you out as well too, because you should not be just checking email, but actually looking to get things done for your company, for your team. The second distraction is this. A lot of Facebook and the social media networks notifications. So how you can actually deal with this one. So first, the email, you should be blocking particular hour in the morning, probably late in the morning or maybe early in the morning based on the work schedule and the nature of your organization you're working, and you check that email, that slot. And then afternoon, after lunch, you can check one more slot email, and then before closing the day, you can check one more time. So one of the great idea could be like if you start working at 8, you can check email at 8:30. The second option is you can check the email at 1 p.m. and then you can check the emails at 4 p.m. Each of the time, based on the volume of email you receive, you can allocate 30 minute to 1 hour slot to check the email. So now let's talk about the social media platform. You really need to focus about what are the key social media you are focusing. Such an example, if you're a marketer, for you, every social media is really important. But if you're in IT, actually in the social media is also very important, because social selling is one of the key aspects where you can actually do a lot of sales. But if you're working in IT, finance, then you don't really need to look into social media all the time. So you can do a prioritize. As a professional, probably you should be prioritized looking at your social media platform like LinkedIn, much more compared to Facebook. So Facebook, I'm not telling you that you should not be using Facebook. You should have friends, you should have communications. So you can use Facebook during the lunchtime, and then at the same time you can use the Facebook probably when you are closing the day one more time, and the evening is all yours. So here we go. You want to be having a great time management because you want to do more things done and being very effective and efficient executives. So in this video, I just gave you 10 tips, particularly from yourself, if you or your team, particularly facing any particular problem, having to do a great time management. Go ahead and comment below in this video. We will be definitely give you an example, myself and all other expert will give you a right suggestion and solution as well too. So here you go. Today you got total 10 tips to make your time more better management. So use these tips and manage your time and create outstanding result. All the best.